Hello and welcome to this week's Modern Toyfare News, the weekly show that talks about toys. I am your host, Michael, and with me, as usual, is my co-host, Jamar_Games. How are you this week, Jamar?
What's up, Mike? How are you doing?
I'm great.
That's
Uh,
awesome. I feel like you should be excited with all the news that we got today, and now we're getting some more toy news. It's a news-tastic day, man.
I know. Spoilers for people who don't know this, but we record on Thursdays, so
Oh,
I've been sitting in a chat just watching endless things come up about different video game news and the fact that Marvel is doing Fantastic Four finally and all sorts of fun shit. So it's been an exciting couple hours while trying to prep the show.
oh, we're distracting you.
Yeah, I'm just like typey type, ooh, typey type, oh. So, and
That's
I mean, it's still better than earlier in the day with all the talk of making your
oh,
wiener bigger
Cyberpunk.
in Cyberpunk. So,
How was it
anyway,
doing?
if you are new to the show, the way it works is we break down the news that I have deemed worthy for the next hour of your life, and then we talk about some things we bought for the week and send you on your way. So, let's go ahead and get started. We're going to start like we do most weeks with Mcfarlane. First, we got official images of the regular release of last week's 7-inch Mortal Kombat 11 Shao Kahn and Liu Kang, followed by the Shadow Skin variant of Scorpion. Pre-orders are currently up overseas, however, not in the States yet, but I would expect those to be popping up stateside soon. So, we talk about these Mortal Kombat figures, I feel like, every other week
All
at
the
this
time.
point, so it's
It's
kind of
like
hard to keep up with it all.
right. Just a flop between Storm and McFarlane all the time. It's just
Yeah.
like back and forth, back and forth. But I'd like to say, as a broke person, a fellow broke poor people out there in the world, the McFarlane Mortal Kombat figures are my Mortal Kombat figures. Even though I haven't bought any yet, but
That's reasonable. I mean, at least there is a viable option for people who can't justify
right,
or can't
right,
afford to spend $80 per figure, to where you get a really nice figure for the $20 to $30 range, depending on where you're getting it.
right. Yeah, it's not bad. Um, I just kind of like realized this with like the Liu Kang in the box, and I don't know if they've done this before, but I like that he's posed like at the side angle, kind of like
Mm-hmm.
he's in the game. But the other characters are kind of more straight on. But that's kind of a neat idea. Now I kind of feel like I need at least some kind of more combat just to get that versus screen or something.
True.
I
I
don't know.
mean, I
Just
think
random
they
thoughts.
have that 2 pack that came out, and I've seen it at GameStop. I think it's Scorpion and Sub Zero, and in the package they are sideways, so they're like the fight screens.
Hmm. Yeah, didn't cover that in news, but I know that's completely derailing it from this, but
I
that's
mean,
a
we
part of the
covered it
conversation.
probably a month ago when that got announced. So I mean,
Oh, I missed it.
yeah,
Man, all these
you were
shows
too
just
busy
came
being
together.
Big Daddy Jamar underscore games. So I mean,
Oh, that's right. That's right. I was being a
yeah,
dad during
you've
that
already forgot. That's how hectic
time.
life has gotten. I will say the Luke Kane figure looks significantly better with a shirt on than last week's reveal, which was him shirtless. Because the last week his body just looked disproportionate to everything else. So he had this big ass chest, little head, and it kind of just came down to a V that was his legs, and it just looked so off putting. But him with like his gi on, I'm like, okay, this
Looks
looks
better.
a little more appealing. Like nothing like against dudes without shirts, but his body was very misshapen.
Well, I mean, you could still kind of tell like how big
Oh
his
yeah,
chest
like it's
is,
still the
even with
same
that.
mold, but
Yeah,
at least with the
but like
shirt on, it hides it a
kind
little
of
bit.
hides it. It slims him down a little
Yeah.
bit. But also, I think that's probably why that side, because it's not really side. He's standing straight, but he's
Hmm.
kind of got the body. So
Yeah.
I think that makes it. It looks better at that angle. But then, like, I mean, you'll see the photo, of course. But the side one, yeah, it does look weird. But I see what you're saying.
Yeah. I 100% agree.
Keep that
Um,
shirt on. Okay. Just keep
keep
it
the
on.
shirt on. But yeah, so if you're into Mortal Kombat, yeah, unfortunately, it's only the current like generation of characters and stuff like that. But these are fantastic figures. Definitely something to look into if you can't justify or afford the Storm Collectibles versions. But we're going to move on to more McFarlane news, and that
Absolutely.
is that they showed off the new 7-inch multiverse of DC Multiverse Batman Beyond figure based off the comic version of the character, which is expected to ship in spring 2021. That's not all from the DC Multiverse. We also got images of the upcoming 7-inch line wave that includes Death Metal Batman, The Drowned, Red Sun Superman, and Damian Wayne Robin. However, there's a new twist. So there will be two versions of the Death Metal Batman. One is this version with the scythe. The second version is the one we showed off, I think, either last week or the week before,
Oh,
with the new red guitar that's a part of the Darkfather Build-A-Figure wave. So you have different options. If you want the red guitar, you can pay a little more and get the one from the Build-A-Figure wave. Or if you just want the figure to put with the badass Bat Cycle, you have one that's $20.
that's a not a bad option. Which one are you doing? Because I know
I'm
you're
doing I'm
getting.
doing the cheaper one. I don't give a shit about guitar.
Okay. All right. Honestly, I kind of feel like the scythe looks a little bit cooler in my opinion, or whatever that matters. But let's just not overlap. Like I know you want, talk about that, but the Batman Beyond.
Right? I mean,
So,
that's a huge announcement. Like people love
yeah.
Batman Beyond just like the cartoon alone, and
Right.
the comics have gotten a little more popular over the years, and definitely a lot better as far as the writing goes. So it's like
Mm.
exciting to see this. I'm always on the fence with these prototype like glamour shots, just because
Sure.
sometimes they'll look fantastic, and then we get the final version like we did with the Last Night on Earth, where it just looked really cheaply put together, like they were in a rush and just wanted to get him out. So
Yeah, I mean, I guess you have that with McFarlane as well, and you always have to remember it's the same from your buddy Jamar. They're about 50-50.
yeah,
It's what I would say. But I mean, I just love looking at the photos as just alone because they normally look pretty great in there. But
yeah.
that's one to keep an eye on. Batman Beyond.
I
Yeah.
mean, if nothing else, the Batman Beyond will be awesome, just because like he's gonna come with a flight stand. He's gonna have the wings. He's gonna have probably jets for his feet. I imagine they'll do the batarang because his batarang's pretty iconic at this point.
Right.
So it will probably be a solid figure overall, especially if you're someone who's like hard into this line. I've seen the good, the bad, and the ugly of this line, so I'm just very very precautious when it comes to what I'm gonna buy in on.
Right. Right. It still looks cool.
It,
Love
it does,
announcement.
yeah. I'm just waiting for the inevitable Target exclusive all red version or version with the Terry McGinnis head that we probably should have gotten with the regular release.
It'd be pretty cool.
Well, because that's what they're doing with Flashpoint Batman. They did the normal version, and they're re-releasing the same figure, but
With
with
the.
just a Thomas Wayne head. So,
I mean, double dipping maybe. I don't
I
know.
mean, I get it. Like a
There's
lot of
some
these
people who
molds
missed
are
out.
very, very much so like individualized.
Yeah.
So you got to utilize them any way you can to kind of keep the money coming in, so you're not spending more than you're making.
Right.
But come on, guys, like you're doing a variant with just an unmasked head. Like maybe give us. I think it also comes with the sword, which I think makes it a little better.
Uh-huh.
But I'm just like still like some of these things that should have been with the normal release, and I don't know. I feel like some of their releases are just like they knock them out of the park, and others they just kind of just scrape on by.
Yeah, a little bit. Well, maybe that's just like I wouldn't say that the figure didn't sell well because I don't think so it's not like a peg warmer type thing where they're
Mhm.
like trying to encourage more sales by adding that in there. So yeah, I don't know. I can't make an
Oh
excuse
yeah,
for
by
them.
no means are these figures. Well, for the most part, none of these are peg warmers. The only peg warmers I've seen are the first two waves, which were the Build a Figure Batmobile, which was a flop because no one wanted a tiny fucking Batmobile. Um, and then the first wave, which had like the three versions of Batman, the two versions of Superman, and a couple other things sprinkled in. Um, those have been peg warmers, and the Wonder Woman figures, but those mostly suffered from the fact that the movie didn't come out when those figures came out because they
Yeah.
planned the shipment to arrive when it comes out, and then it didn't. So I think once the movie hits here on Christmas, we'll see the Wonder Woman figures start moving, but the first wave probably still gonna be sitting there.
Yeah. I saw that as a creative way. I'm just making an excuse for them. That's all. Don't be angry. Nah.
You're just a McFarlane apologist, you bastard.
Yeah. Yeah. After I just said 50-50.
I'm 50-50. But guys, you shouldn't be mad at them. Todd works really hard.
I'm only supporting them 50% of the time they're good.
But anyway, rounding out the McFarlane news for the week, we did get final packaged images of the Witcher 3 Wild Hunt Wave that's coming out, which includes the 7-inch Geralt, Edarin, and a 12-inch Geralt. And these will be hitting stores in March of 2021. So it's kind of nice because we've seen these like kind of sprinkled in throughout all of the DC and Mortal Kombat stuff, and it's
Right.
always been a situation where it's like, okay, they seem to be moving along, but when are these actually going to like come out? Because I feel like they announced. I mean, granted, 2020 feels like it's been 1,000 years in one.
Bro.
So what feels like it's been a year since they announced was probably more like maybe 5-6 months.
Right.
But regardless, the figures look fantastic. If
They really
I was
do.
a bigger fan of Witcher, I'd be all over these.
See, and that's the thing. I love almost everything about The Witcher, except for playing the game. Like, don't kill me. But I mean, you don't like playing it either, so
I played the game for 5 minutes and I kept falling off 3 foot tall stairs and dying, and I was like, this game's stupid, and turned it off. So
I mean, it's an amazing game. The lore behind it, like just the kind of the world itself is like really cool. But like, Geralt is just a cool looking dude. But yeah, if this would be one of my figures that I'd be like, oh, I want to buy. I was like, are you a fan of this? I'd be like, well, not really. But yeah, it just looks cool. So it's got that going for it.
That sounds a lot like last week Nate was talking about he bought a bunch of Fortnite figures and his wife just looks at him and she's like, what are you doing? He's just like,
it's real, man. I don't know. But I do know. I can find a touchstone for everything that I buy.
Yeah, you found ways to rationalize getting Power Ranger figures when you haven't bought any Power Ranger figures in your collection.
It's time to expand, you know what I mean?
I mean, you literally probably could have just been like, there's a Ninja Turtle crossover comic, so now I need some on my shelf to fight my Ninja Turtles.
That's true, and if we got some toys that would back that, that'd be pretty dope. So, just do that.
I want any comic Ninja Turtles, like, count me in.
That's true. We haven't really gotten anything other than Mirage, but yeah.
Yeah.
I
love Mirage too, but hey.
Yeah. But that's so long ago.
It was in a land far, far away. But what's not far, far away is the next set of news from, ironically, Neca. We got finalized images of Wave 5 for the Toony Terrors, consisting of Bloody Ash from The Evil Dead, Michael Myers from Halloween 2, Ghostface, and The Creep from Creepshow. These are available on Big Bad Toy Store for $15.99 and are expected to ship this month, which I find interesting, because even if they ship this month, with the way the post office is right now, you're going to get it in February anyway, so...
I thought you said if you ordered it from Big Bad Toy Store, you're going to get it in February.
Well, for one, let's be honest, 90% of people probably buy the $4 flat rate shipping.
I've learned my lesson.
So that automatically makes it take 2 weeks. But right now, all 3 services are backed up between the pandemic and the holiday season.
Christmas.
Everything is just clogged up, and things are taking 2 to 3 times longer than usual to get to places. So if you get these and they ship the week before Christmas, you're gonna see them sometime in February. That's my guess.
Oh, not to take away from your negative aspect of the postal service. No. So
I got in a fight with them earlier today, okay?
I think I found the perfect figure to get Kristen into collecting, because Ghostface is something that she would find quite, interesting and hilarious. So
now, is she into Ghostface from the old movies, or is she into... Didn't they do a Screen TV series recently?
Well, both.
Okay. That's reasonable, because I know people who watched the TV series because they loved the movies, and then were very disappointed with just how mediocre the TV series was.
So I haven't heard her talk about the TV series, but she watches the movies literally all the time. I'll come home and where you I'm watching Scream.
She's just got her foot on the baby rocker, pushing up and down while watching people get murdered.
Gotta expose them when they're young.
Exactly. Desensitize the youth. That's how we make progress in this country.
But if I can get this, because these are going to be at Target, I'm assuming, right?
Oh, of course.
Okay.
But I mean, I don't have like an inside scoop, but literally every other wave has been a Target. So
Right, right,
I
right,
feel
right.
like it'd be insane for that relationship to
Somehow
silently
it's
just
not.
go down the shitter.
Right, right. But I'm just saying that would be perfect. I walk over, oh my god, look at this. I didn't know this was coming out. What? And then Ace Ventura shows up as well. What? There we go.
So now, is this a way to get her into collecting, or is this a way for you to open the door to get Ace Ventura? Is that where?
Okay, why did you even have to go there? You don't
I'm
have
just
to.
trying because at first you're like, I can get my wife to collect things, and I'm like, that sounds like a bad idea because I already spend
A little
twice
bit of
as much
both.
money, and it's
A
gonna
little
take
bit
away
of
from
both.
the money you get to collect.
Oh, get her excited about collecting. Maybe I'll
Oh,
rephrase
okay.
that. About me collecting.
Oh,
That's gonna be on my shelf. It's not gonna be
oh, so
hers.
it's like the things that you're buying for the child. You're like,
Right.
this is
Like
this is your toy, but it's on Daddy's shelf.
yeah, 100%. You get them
I
when I
gotcha.
die.
I'm noticing a trend.
You get them when I
If I
die.
didn't know any better, I'd assume you were the only child on the show, but I know that's absolutely wrong. So I find that your collecting habits very interesting.
It's all about finding a reason. Oh
Oh
man.
man, but yeah, these are all super cool. As always, I love the fact that they look like you could pose them with Scooby Doo characters. Like
Yeah.
that's always a fun thing. If I was more into horror, I'd probably collect these because I mean, for one, $15, not bad,
Yeah.
and
Really
and
good.
two, they just look cool. Yeah, they aren't like super posable or anything like that, but you don't always need that. And at the $15 price point, who cares?
Right. And I mean, honestly, like I know you have like the cutout and stuff for the back of the package, which I mean that's a cool thing, but they just look so cool in the like in the packaging
Mm-hmm.
and with like the
Well, yeah,
marquee
the
like
marquee and the
yeah,
ribbons
like
and
it's
everything.
kind of like you want to keep those in there anyway, so
Yeah,
you don't really need to be super posable.
yeah. Which that makes me think of there's a hate video for Neca. Like if people think we are harsh on Neca from
Oh
Turtle Watch
my.
2020, there's literally a video circulating of this dude who just bashes him for 18 minutes and like looked up a bunch of stuff where they claim to sell like non-durable goods and all this nonsense. And I'm like, well, that's why they've got such cool packaging so you don't play with your toys and break them. Um, I don't know. Like
Uh,
I feel like we're harsh on them, but I feel like this dude was a little irrational. But that's neither here or there. More
right.
news from NECA though. We did get the announcement of the Alien 40th Anniversary wave, um,
Cool.
and this is going to include previously released fan favorites of Ripley in the compression suit, Lambert in the compression suit, and Geiger's Alien. I I
Yeah.
don't know what it's been a while since I've seen the Alien movies, but I don't recall one of them being named Geiger or anything like that.
Yeah, we're gonna probably seem like complete idiots. Jake's probably gonna watch this episode and be like, "How did you not know
Oh
that?"
yeah, like
But
Jake
I'm like,
watches the episode and I get messages from him all the time like, oh I can't blah blah blah, and it's like oh yeah,
either
yeah.
way, the Ridley compressor, like that looks cool.
Yeah, I mean
For
they look cool, and I'm glad like these are updated versions of figures that were previously released. So if you missed out, here's your chance. And also, if you are unsatisfied with how the originals look, here's a chance to get better versions. So like it's a win-win
win-win.
all around for Alien fans.
Here's my question. I know I always quiz you on things that you didn't put in the, the story itself, but are these gonna go straight to like Neca store, or are these gonna be like a Target
There
exclusive
was
sort of thing, or
nothing
what?
saying. It just said they're going to be released May 2021. So I assume they're going to be a regular retail release. So you'll probably see it on Walmart's, Targets, and potentially NECA store because it seems like the non-turtle stuff seems to get put up there a lot more often.
Yeah.
Um, so I'd say for sure Walmart, Target releases, but maybe NECA release like on their store. Just kind of depends. If
Yeah.
nothing else, it'll be up on their store for international customers like it usually is, but
Right. Right.
usually don't have any problems with these like stock wise, and it's not like a limited like, oh god, the Ninja Turtles are coming out, and you better hope that you can kick someone in the face and take it from their cart.
Sorry, you
Um,
brought up PTSD moment. Sorry, man.
yeah,
Sorry.
yeah. You see what you did to me? Talk about
We
the
were
NECA
talking good
store, and
about NECA, man. We were talking good about
yeah, I
them.
was bashing that other video, and then you were like, "Hey, is this gonna be on the NECA website? Remember how great the NECA website is?" Um,
Speaking of
Ironically, though, you unintentionally segued into our next story. The lovely NECA website has sent out mass emails hoping to get us to leave them the fuck alone while they slowly ship out our toys. And this is going to be a long one, so strap in, kids. The email reads as follows: Thank you for your pre order on one of our TMNT sets. Currently, we are shipping out Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2 Secret of the Ooze Taka and Razar 2-pack in waves. But other packs, including the Metalhead and Super Shredder, will immediately be following over the next few weeks. At this time, we do not know when individual orders will be shipped, but that all orders will be shipped soon, and we are confident that all the orders should be shipped by the end of the month. Please be patient while we are working on this. Due to the size of these shipments, we are experiencing some delay in automated emails containing tracking information. We are working on mitigating the delay so that emails will go out faster. But please, rest assured you will get an email of tracking information. Additionally, as you have heard in the media, there are currently shipping delays across the country. This is having an effect on both when we receive your items and when they are being picked up from our DC for transport to you. Please be patient while your orders are in transit. Please note that pre-orders for the TMNT 1990 accessory set and the cartoon diorama are expected to arrive Q1 2021 and are not part of the waves of shipments.
Oof.
So, clearly, if you ordered anything from their site, you already got this email, so this is nothing new to you. I just thought it was I was more pissed at this email because I was like I'm not gonna bother emailing them because these were made to order and I guarantee people ordered multiples, so there's gonna be hundreds upon thousands of shipments, and seeing how well these are packed, I'm like, it gets here when it gets here. Like it is what it is. So when I got an email from Neca, I was like, ooh, tracking, and I opened it and I'm like, motherfucker.
Yeah, I have to 100% agree with that reaction because one, I've been emailing them and I'm like, dude, did I miss something? Like, just any kind of information, anything. I don't even really know if I have an order number, to be honest with you. So I just gave them like $55 and I haven't heard anything back. And this was what, in August?
August, yeah. Well,
Yeah.
it feels like a year ago, but was really 3
Yeah,
years ago.
I was legitimately about to say 6 months ago, which, well, anyways. But yeah, I was like so confused. But then I was at work, I saw the email and I saw NECA and I was like, oh my God, are you kidding me? Which is not completely awful news because they are saying by the end of the month, which is cool. And they're basically just, like you said at the top of that before reading it, just leave us the fuck alone. We're going to get you the toys. Like, just leave us alone.
I just want to point out that you are legitimately part of the reason why I got this email and got excited today for no reason.
What? How am I the problem?
You just admitted that you've been emailing me like, yo, bro, where's my Super Shredder?
I mean, didn't get anything back. I don't have an order ID number. All I have is some random app that I downloaded and it was like, oh, cool, it can see my order. That was it. That's all I have. That's all I have.
So in the email where that had the link for that app, you should have been able to go to their website and see
When I
the
go
order number at the
there,
top.
I click on the only way I've been able to keep track of it is just in the app. Like I don't know what it's called, shipped or whatever.
It was like shop shippers. I don't fucking know.
Shopper or shipper. Anyways,
it was something that tried to download. I was like, fuck you, I don't need that. I'm a grown ass
I
man. I'll go to the
downloaded
website.
and it's in the app. That's the only thing. And I'm like, man, what is going on? But that's fine. I got my email. I mean, you got your email too, and everyone out there watching got their email. But
we all got the same email. Leave us the fuck alone.
What I'm confused though, well, I guess they said it's coming out in waves, but I thought like Toka and Raza were like boom, 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 like they were already out there. But yeah, that's a surprise to me.
Yeah, no. Initially, like anyone who pre-ordered Toka and Raza, we got an email saying, "Hey, we're gonna start shipping." This was like back in November, in a couple weeks, the beginning of November or December. Mm-hmm. Sorry, not November. But they're gonna be shipping in waves each week until we get through all the orders. Just because there were so many of them, and I assume also because they're probably getting shipped to them in waves. And I was like, okay, whatever. I assumed mine be like towards the end of the list just because I didn't pre-order mine till like the last couple of days.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm nowhere near the top of the list. So I was just like, I have no reason to sweat and be like, oh my god, where's my Toka Razor? And so I was just like, okay, whatever. I'll get an email when I get it. And yeah,
you got that email.
I got a email, but not the email.
But also, I do want to say, like, as much as I'm like, whatever, it's fine. It's kind of annoying that like they're like, oh, it's made to order. Like, we're not making burgers at a restaurant. Like, you guys have a machine that's just boom, boom, like making
Okay, so
it
here,
just.
let me squash this right now. There's another company that does Ninja Turtles that
Uh,
we throw money
uh,
at a year in advance. Super 7 is made to order in the same sense, and it takes them a year to get these figures into customers' hands.
well,
And they
maybe
take the
they
money up
should.
front, just like NECA
Maybe
does.
they should. Maybe they should just change it to just doing the same thing as Super Seven. It's
I
just
mean, I
it's
agree
about
they should, but I'm just
communication.
saying
It's
NECA's pumping
communication.
these out faster because they took our
It's
money
true.
in my money in what August. I think both of them were August, both the Super Shredder and Toko and Razar.
Yeah.
Actually, I think Super Shredder and Metalhead were September because I think Toko and Razar were the first one.
Right.
Um,
No. Yeah. Super Shredder was first.
no,
Well, I mean, like the official, like the first time, not the made to order. I was talking about. Okay.
oh yeah, because they
Yeah.
did the ones where you could
For
order them and that
repurchase.
were already in stock,
Yeah.
and then they did a
Repurchase
second wave of
was.
pre-orders that had
Okay.
cheaper shipping, but were
Yeah.
you had to
Yeah.
wait till they
Not
got made.
cheaper. Correct shipping.
Yes, correct
Correct
shipping.
shipping.
Um, but I don't know. I feel like I paid for expedited service at that point. Um, but it took them
True.
it took them essentially 3-ish months to make these figures. Well, at least for Super Shredder and Metalhead and stuff like that. Maybe not Toko and Razar. Those should have theoretically been in production already.
Right.
But for the made to order pre-orders of those, though that took them 3 months, but it takes Super 7 a year. So
Well, I
like
mean, shame on Super Seven. That's why I'm ordering through Big Bad Toy Store. I'm just saying that, like, obviously, this is murdered. People are probably gonna like never watch the show again. But like, just as a comparison, just one industry to another, you have like Apple making hundreds and hundreds of millions of iPhones. Not comparing it, but I'm just saying that, like, is it really millions of people buying these figures? You know what I mean? Like,
well, not millions, but you have to also remember one, Apple can afford to have like 30
oh,
million
and you're saying that
Chinese
it doesn't have any money?
worker. I'm not Apple money.
Well, of
Apple's a
course
billion
not. But
dollar company. NECA's a
I'm not
fucking.
comparing. I'm not
I mean,
comparing the
you kind of are
company,
comparing
but
because you
I'm just
bring it
saying
up
that,
as
like,
a comparison.
I'm just showing it as like an example, as like one company, like how often are like, I just need to know more logistics of it, and that's just me. Like, I'm just an uneducated like fan of this product, and I want to buy it, and it's, a bummer that it takes a long time to make, and I'm thinking like, aren't these just machines that are just kind of like making these? So it's like,
What kind
but I
of
get it.
fucking Bugs
I don't
Bunny
know.
bullshit have you been watching?
It's hyperbole. But like, I'm just saying, like, does it really, 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 really take that long to make those? And like, how much does the orders, like, you know what I'm saying? I just would
So
like to
so.
know a little bit more information, which goes back to my point of communication. Just
Mhm.
let me know, hey, don't expect this to be anytime soon. It's going to take us 4 months to even get ready to ship this stuff. Stuff like that versus just being like, hey, you can make made to order, buy them, and you give them the money, and they're like, we'll see you when we see you. I want that, that communication.
I
That's all.
think in normal conditions, you would have got that communication. There would have been an ETA, like a between this and this month kind of
Yeah.
thing. But given the current
Yeah.
situation in the
Situation.
world, they
Understandable.
didn't know if they were going to, like, if things were going to shut down again or if they were going to be able to get these factories to pump
That's
out
fair.
figures in that
That's
time.
fair.
So I feel like it is one of those things where, like, if we tell them they're going to ship in December and then the factory shut down and we have to wait till March, they're like Randy's gonna have to hang himself from all the Twitter responses he's gonna get. So, like,
Well,
they had to save their
not
top
to,
designer.
look, not to draw this out any longer, but we could have gotten an email like this, say 2 months ago, 3 months ago. That's my point.
Well,
Like,
three
I
months
just
ago is
like
when
to.
they took the pre-orders. So,
True, true. But like, what I'm just saying is something every once in a while, just to let people know, because the thing I think that gets overlooked in like this fandom of buying all these toys, I've got hundreds, maybe thousands of dollars behind me. Um, it's our hard on money that we're
mhm.
spending on this, and we're excited for these things. So that could just be easily, if you don't want Randy to get all this hate mail, the communication being open both ways would be totally fine. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I feel like
So
the
don't
thing they
kill
should
me.
have done is they should have been more clear. Been like, hey,
Right.
because given the fact that I run a fucking news show, so I kind of have to be on the up and up. based on things on Twitter and things that they put out on their website and stuff, I knew that these were made to order and there was no expected date. But most people were
Right.
in the same boat as you, where they just like, I gave you my money, and
Right.
and when is it? When am I getting this?
Just
So I
anything,
feel like they should have been a little clearer, like on there, like with just like something in the
which
like
they did. I would
email
say they
that you
were a
got.
little bit better, but
Um,
it wasn't. But like what you're saying, it wasn't the. This is for a figure in the future.
yeah,
This is not
it
for
was
right
very
now.
much so they were like, we're doing made to order pre-orders, but they didn't specify that they weren't going to start making them until the pre-orders closed.
Right. Right. Right.
So a lot of people took it as, oh, it means that you have some and you're gonna just make more if you run out, kind of thing. And it's like, no, no, no. These were 100% from 1 to 100,000, whatever number it was, were gonna be made after that 2 week span of pre-orders.
Right.
Um,
Just fair.
so yeah,
I
this
just
is very much so
standing up for the
damned if you
little
do,
guy.
damned if you don't situation. Um,
Communication.
yeah,
Communication.
and
That's
hell,
it.
we all know I am farthest thing from a NECA apologist. So
Sounds like it. Sounds like it.
yeah, I mean, I
I've
recall
noticed
just
that new
completely
shirt
burying
there.
the company multiple times during Turtle Watch
Where are you getting
2020.
all this money from, Mike? Huh?
Yeah,
You posted pictures of a new car as Neca on the license plate. It's interesting. Really interesting now. All of a sudden.
it's just got Randy's face spray painted on the hood.
But yeah. So yeah, to end it on a good note, I'm still excited though that it's still coming. And I can wait. I'm an adult.
Yeah,
Kinda.
I mean,
Kinda.
if it was any other character, I'd probably be a little more impatient. But like, if Tolkien and Razar, I'm like, they're cool, but it's not like I was
In the
waiting for the
world.
turtles.
Yeah. But I keep seeing that Shredder blacks. Like people like I've just been in subreddits and stuff and I'm like, oh man, I can't wait to get that box. That sounds weird.
I mean, if you just want the box, I could have shipped you a box months ago.
Well, I want Shredder in it,
Oh,
so if
okay.
you want to just ship me that, that's cool too.
Oh
But
man,
yeah.
now that we've wasted like 20 minutes on this subject, let's move on. Another company that's about shattering dreams, Mezco, put up pre-orders. By the way, this story has nothing to do with them actually shattering dreams. It's just they break our hearts regularly.
All the time.
Um, Mezco put up pre-orders for the 112 Collective Deluxe Predator figure. He includes 2 interchangeable mouthpieces, 7 interchangeable hands, bio helmet with light up function, plasma caster with light up function, energy blast effect, backpack, metacomp, severed spine with skull, removable spine bandolier, removable bone and skull bandolier, removable bone necklace, and display stand. He's available for pre-order for $100 and is expected to ship September 2021. So, like, we just got done talking about NECA, and they've been kind of the go-to for Predator figures for so long. And
Yeah.
Mezzo just kind of came out and was like, "Yeah, we're about 4 times the price, but they
Here
just
you
put it
go.
on the table, and boy, oh boy, did they mushroom
They
stamp a
swung.
lot of collectors just now."
I was gonna say it swung for the fences, but your analogy works like really good too. Oh man, I mean, I guess Mezco or like they just always kill like the accessories, right? That's like.
Most of the time.
Oh wait, no, I'm confusing Mezco with the other one that you get. Oh, your figures from the one with the little ant looking dude.
That
Man,
is
my
Mezco.
brain. No, that's Mezco. Yeah,
Yeah.
you got your John Wick. Do that.
Listen, I didn't say never.
Is your mic working?
I didn't say never. I said not
Oh yeah.
always.
Okay,
Like there's
yeah.
some
I'm
figures
just
that
saying.
they just boom like splooge a palooza of accessories in
Oh,
your
okay, okay.
face, and other figures it's like I paid $100 and I got a couple batarangs and a grappling hook. Like, come on, bro.
Right. Well,
Um,
this is one that they're maybe because it did have different line like deluxe edition and whatnot, but
I mean, some they do
obviously that.
charge more for certain figures. Like for instance,
Uh,
the normal retail price of a Mezco figure is usually 80, 85, and even then, some
mhm,
of those come pre-loaded. Usually, when you get into like the $100 or more range, you're getting significantly more.
mhm.
Um, so it
This is
kind of just
bad.
bounces around. Usually, when they do a deluxe edition like this, it means there's gonna be a separate version that's probably gonna come with half the accessories or without the light up function, something like that, to kind of make it so like, oh, you didn't want to spend $100. Well, here's a dumbed down version for 80, kind of thing.
Yeah, that's a lot cheaper.
Hey, for some
But
people,
yeah,
$20 is $20, bro.
that's true. That's true. All of it's our hard-earned money. But yeah, just holy crap! Like this is crazy. Like,
Oh yeah.
and did I miss that NECA was it NECA was no, that's Godzilla that they lost the
Yeah, they lost the
like,
Godzilla
but not
license.
Predator. So man, this is quite awkward. We're really quite awkward. Although some of the designs and stuff the NECA's done, it's been really
Oh
creative
yeah,
and
NECA
cool. But
has over a
this is
hundred
just
predators at
crazy.
this point, so
Yeah.
like it's not going to be like a Mezco's going to steal their business, but even if they just come out with a handful of different versions of the predator, which
Hmm.
that's Mezco's go-to, if they can take a similar sculpt and parts and they can rework it, they will, and they'll give you three to
Right.
five different versions of that same character with different color schemes, different like even with like Batman, we get like slightly different suits,
Right.
some different
Right.
accessories. So this opens the door for a lot of options for them. I
Hmm.
think the coolest part about it is so the netting for his bodysuit is
Hmm.
actual netting; it's not molded,
Hmm.
and his
Cool.
loincloth is also cloth, so that way it's not going to hinder any of his movement.
Hmm.
Um, I
That's
think
cool.
the coolest part is some of the light up shit. Like,
Yeah.
can't tell if you
Wait, did
stroked
you?
out or if you froze.
No, I was wait. I thought you
Oh,
were talking,
you like
and
took a
I
deep
was
breath like you were gonna say something, and then you just
no.
stopped, and I was just like,
I went to click
what?
on the video or the picture again. I was like going to look at it, and then I heard you stop, and I'm like, oh no, did he mute himself again? And that's why I looked up.
Yeah, no, I was just waiting on you. Um, but yeah, and the fact that like you get all of the like the bandoliers with the different like body parts and stuff on them, and it's removable and swappable. You could buy a couple of these and have like slightly different predators to make your kind of like group of hunters while you
Yeah,
wait for them to inevitably make a different skin colored version.
sure. That's a lot of money, but yeah, that's fine.
Oh, dude, in the Mezco community, you'd swear that it's a bunch of old rich white dudes. Like they throw stupid money at these figures, especially on the aftermarket.
Yeah,
Like the mascot Gomez, the roach.
that's what I was trying to say.
Yeah,
I said
it's
ant
yeah.
roach.
He like his aftermarket price on some of his figures. You could legitimately put like three down payments on a car for what people are
Jeez.
paying for a 6 inch like Roach in a ninja costume or in a Bruce Lee costume or a stealth agent costume. Like it's insane the amount of money that the Mezco community throws at these figures. So buying three of these would be a drop in the bucket for most Mezco
Right.
collectors.
Jesus. Maybe I need to get into Mexico. Maybe I'll hit the lottery or something. I don't know. I see some other. Oh wait, never mind. Go ahead. Never mind. I'm jumping ahead. No, go ahead. Go ahead.
I'm not even
I'm not.
sure what the hell you're jumping ahead to, but yeah, we're gonna move on to the next story because now I'm confused. Storm Collectibles had an announcement of a new figure in their Golden Axe line, and this one I feel bad because I'm not a huge Golden Axe person, so I don't know who it is. But the Death Adder, there's no dates, there's no pre-orders yet, just kind of a single image, and I would expect more soon, knowing the way Storm Collectibles usually works. They're very much
Mm.
so like Mcfarlane, where they're like, boom, picture, and then boom, more pictures and pre-orders, and date that's much further out.
I mean, it's pretty obvious who this is, right? This is just Gordo with no extra set of arms, right? I mean, is that am
I
I
mean,
like
that's
tripping?
probably the sculpt they used. I mean, yeah, they probably used
Yeah.
those body parts. Character-wise, I assume not, because
No, of course not.
obviously it's from.
That's a weird
Yeah,
crossover.
that's a very strange crossover. Um,
I always like Goat Next. I just don't know any lore or anything. That was just one of those games that was an arcade game. I'm pretty
mhm.
sure, right? Okay, yeah, that's what I remember it from.
See,
So,
Golden Axe was before my time, at least from what I can remember. So
uh,
I never got real into it. The only real thing I was like, "Oh my god, this is so cool," was when they did the skeletons because those could be used for anything.
that's fair. But yeah, it looks cool, but it's Gordo.
I will say this though,
Am I saying that right? Goro.
Goro, yeah.
Yeah.
Also, this though, Storm Collectibles are technically a different scale than most other figures. They're kind of closer to 7 or 8 inches instead of the normal 6. So with most things, like if I put them next to one of my Batman figures, it looks like he's being attacked by dead basketball players. So that's a fun
Oh, the
thing.
skeletons.
Yes, the skeletons.
Okay. I was like, wait, that's not okay.
Yeah,
I
the
got you.
skeletons, because I didn't know that when I ordered them, and I was like, oh, this is gonna be so cool. And I'm like, I can still pose them and kind of kayfabe it a bit,
Yeah.
but for the most part, like if I stand them just side by side, like Batman's at like nipple height on these skeletons, and I'm just like, well, that's awkward. I'm like, well, that one's Shaq.
Yeah. Quite small skeleton.
I don't know enough about sports ball to name the other one. Maybe LeBron.
There you go. I was like, come on, you know at least 2 basketball
Well,
players.
I don't know how tall these guys are, because I know Shaq is
Oh
just
yeah.
this freakish heights, and I'm just like, I feel like most of the other guys are just like normal, like crazy tall, and then I feel like Shaq is at least billed as like like
Yeah.
super tall. So I'm
I
just
think
like, I don't
Shaq's
know
like
anyone who else
7.
who's like Shaq tall.
True. There's not. I mean, current. I won't mess with you there. This is about toys.
But yeah, the figure looks really cool. I love
Yeah,
the
I agree.
colors on it. I love that with the Golden Axe stuff. Like if you don't have to like the skeletons, you don't have to get it for the love of Golden Axe. Like the figures look like they could fit in with just about anything, and
Because it
it
does give
works.
off like a kind of blend, like the generic. I don't want to call it generic because that seems harsh, but
But it
it
is
can
like
go
those
with anything. Yeah.
that character design is very much so just like a it is what it is. It's not like very like branded or very
Right.
particular
Right.
where it has to go with a certain thing. It doesn't have like a 8-bit texture to it like they do with the arcade Ninja Turtle figures over at NECA. Like they
Mm.
make sure like these characters you could like hell you could pose them with He-Man figures, and they if you're doing like the Super 7 figures they probably blend in fine.
Yeah. That's true.
Moving on, though, we do have some exciting news from our good friends over at Mafex that Jamar loves so much and gives them all his money to never get his figures. Uh,
And another one.
you gave me PTSD about the NECA store. It's only fair. So they announced 3 new figures. The first are 2 are from Avengers Endgame. We are getting Bro Thor and a new version of Doctor Strange. However, they followed that up with a very, very exciting full reveal of the boys Homelander figure. And oh boy, am I excited.
I agree. No information on accessories. We still
Yeah,
gotta find that.
this was
We got to know,
literally like they
but yeah.
had like a con booth type thing set up and they just had it on display. So no accessories, no pre-order dates, nothing. Just here's
Mhm.
our prototype for Homelander. Um, I will say in normal Mafex like fashion, their faces on real character like real life characters little iffy.
Yeah.
Um, so I'll definitely be waiting to see what NECA brings to the table before I decide which one I'm gonna get. But if NECA comes anywhere close to this, I'm excited either way.
Yeah, this is cool. I wasn't expecting this at all. I don't know if you were either, but like that's kind of cool because we've a couple episodes ago we were talking about who was going to have the better one and
Mm-hmm.
comparing them all that, and now this is like our first glimpse at the thing. So NECA, I'm ready to see what they have, but this is pretty fucking cool.
Yeah, I'm
Really cool.
100%. I'm excited either way. I've already established no matter which brand I go with, I just want Homelander and I want Billy. That's all I
Mhm.
want. I don't need the rest of the
Well,
cast.
who's Mafex is doing Homelander? Do we know anything
They haven't
beyond?
announced any other characters. Literally, they gave us
Okay,
that
because
tease
NECA
a few
said
weeks ago
that's right.
with his shoulder, and then this. NECA at least said Wave One will be Homelander and Starlight,
Okay, that's why I was like, who's gonna be and wait, what's
which is understandable. You don't want to blow your load with the 2 most important characters in Wave One. Um,
yeah, I mean, okay, yeah.
Nothing against
Agree.
Starlight, but like if you have to line them up, the main character is Billy, and his main
Sure.
antagonist is Homelander. So like,
I mean, yeah, you're right. I'm just messing. I'm just messing. But yeah, these are pretty badass. It's funny though because I mean this is just going to Bro Thor and then Doctor Strange. So I've been eyeing these Nindoroids, whatever. I hate fucking saying that
I
because I'm
love it when
so
you try to pronounce it on the
not
show.
at all a word that I should be pronouncing. Um, but the 2 that they have for Endgame that I keep seeing are these 2. Like, well, it's not necessarily Bro Thor, but it's cool to see like a full like realistic version of it too. I don't know, but these are pretty slick as well. But
I just love that they gave him the
I
beer
couldn't
belly
get into that. Yeah, but
because
you
they
can't get
could have copped
into.
out and they could have just took their Infinity War Thor and just popped on what
Uh,
Thor had and be like, it is what it is. But no,
done, done.
they gave him the birthing gut.
I mean, they're pretty dope anyways. I love Mafex figures. I just wish I could have one.
You just wish they'd actually come out.
I wish you would send it to me.
I'm just happy that you took last week off. Otherwise, you would have probably cried because I showed off my Dark Knight Returns Mafex that finally came in.
Oh God, probably. Like, why don't they love me?
All I want is Spider-Man.
Why don't they love me,
I
Uncle
even
Phil?
said no to that other company who was like, we have Spider-Man.
That is true. Also, because they were charging twice as much, so
No, they were only charging like another $20.
that's fair. But it felt like it was more.
Oh man,
Oh, don't you enjoy me being on the show?
always, no matter how much I make fun of you when Nate's around, like, because you're not here to defend yourself, I always miss you. So closing out the news for the week, we have Hasbro, who had a slew of new figures. First from Marvel Legends, and strapping kids is gonna be a long one. We have a Firestar with Miss Lion, available for pre-order in Big Bad Toy Store for $22.99, shipping in March 2021. We have a single release Amazon exclusive Deadpool from Deadpool 2, available for pre-order for $24.99, shipping in spring 2021. We have a super exciting deluxe MODOK, who is available for pre-order in Big Bad Toy Store for $51.99, shipping spring 2021. And finally, the House of X Wave, which includes Wolverine, Cyclops, Magneto, Charles Xavier, Jean Grey, Omega Sentinel, and Moira McTaggart, with all the parts you need to build the Tri-Sentinel figure. These are available for pre-order at Big Bad Toy Store for $22.99 each, and ship April 2021. But they didn't end there. We also got a look at the next wave of Power Rangers Lightning Collection figures, consisting of Dino Thunder Blue Ranger, SPD Pink Ranger, Lost Galaxy Red Ranger, and Zeo Green Ranger. These are also available on Big Bad Toy Store for $22.99 and ship in March 2021. So this is a lot to unpack. First,
A lot.
I feel like the most exciting out of the entire thing is the MODOK figure. Like, I'm not a huge MODOK fan, but the fact that they basically are giving a deluxe version of this figure with like swappable faceplates, the little jet like stand for him to be floating,
Right.
like it's pretty sweet, and that it's not a build a figure because I think it was it Toy Biz I think did the build a figure, and that was a pain in the ass. Like, and as much as I love these big figures, I hate it when it's a build a figure because then I have to buy a bunch of figures I don't fucking want
Yeah.
to get one figure I do want.
Yeah, I would say that's cool. I mean, for me, probably my most exciting is just because I want to buy them, but I don't know if I will. But the House of X, like I'd like to at least just get like, Xavier, Magneto, Jean Grey, Cyclops. Like I kind of want like all on the line because this came out and it was just an interesting book. Like I just like the way it. I don't know. I don't know if you read like
Yeah,
any
the
of
way it
the
jumped around
series.
where you had to go from House of X to Powers of 10, and
Yeah,
House of X to
so the
Powers of
power.
10. You had to
Yeah,
go between the two books that were going like at the same
right, like
time.
simultaneously. And it was a really good read. I kind of fell off of it, but like those first like maybe 15, 20 issues of everything was just so compelling. Until it just broke into like creating the whole other universe, all the other books and stuff coming
Mm-hmm.
out after that. So I really, really like these figures, and that's kind of what I would like to do, and that's why I'm excited about those. But I mean, if we're going by just what looks cool, you're right.
Yeah,
Hold
like
on.
that out of all these, that looks cool. I do want to point out, because I'm terrible at reading, I did skip one announcement. There is a Walgreens exclusive Silver Surfer with
Okay, I
Minior
was like,
releasing for $19.99 in spring of 2021, which that looks really cool. I like that they gave him a little more of like a dingy, like he's been flying around space, getting hit in the face with space dirt, rather than him just being like bright and shiny.
yeah, he's got a little muck on him.
He's got a little yeah, he's a little space muck.
I mean, also, out of unpacking all of this news, um, I'm just so happy that I only have the connection with Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, so I don't have
Out
to
of all that,
keep
you're
buying
like,
them.
thank God, there's no
I
no
got all I
news
need.
that's
I
worthwhile
got
for
all
the
the
Power Rangers.
right.
I will say this though, this is the first wave that's going to be investing in the new face sculpts for the unmasked heads.
Which I can kind of tell, like, to be honest with
Mhm.
you, just because I mean, I don't even all the actual human faces are in the boxes, just because they look bad.
Oh,
So
they look real bad.
yeah, but yeah, these aren't
Yeah,
terrible.
these aren't terrible, but they're still
Yeah,
they're you know
okay, we'll just say
they're
they're
better
okay.
than they were, but they're still like
Yeah,
like why would I have
put
that on there? Like
yeah, put the helmet on.
um, yeah, it's
Yeah.
an improvement. It's a step in the right direction. Uh, I can't wait for them to do this with the Mighty Morphin ones. So you're like, God damn it, I need to buy more Mighty Morphin figures.
Oh, no.
Have two sets just so you can have the unmasked heads that matter. Um,
If you put
I
them in street clothes, then I might be in there,
that's I'm
but
surprised
that
they
ain't
don't
happening.
do.
Yeah, I'd be in there. If I
Because
can
let's
get
be
Zach
honest.
in that black tank top that he is in when he's in the, yeah, I'll do that. I almost did the dance that he does, but anyways,
I will say this: like they these figures are not made for kids. They're made for the
right,
collectors. That's why they have
right.
these live streams and shit. Because little Timmy isn't getting on mommy's iPad to watch the live stream. Fucking Jim, who's 41 years old and is like, I love Power Rangers, is on this live stream. Um,
Right.
so like, there's no reason not to make them in their street clothes. Like people would buy that shit up. And
Yeah,
even
I
if
would
you're
do it.
worried, like, oh, I don't know if these will do well at mass retail, because even some of the other figures that are like legit, like in the costumes or the different characters and stuff, end up being peg warmers in some stores. Then you could do a Hasbro Pulse
Yep.
exclusive 5 pack or 6 pack if you want to include like Tommy. Um,
Yeah.
so like there's hell you could do a 7 pack and
Dude, calm down. 5 pack's fine.
no, but you could include what's the name, the two bullies,
Oh,
I can't remember their
they
names.
have still simple
They
names. I
do. It's
can't.
Skull and what's the other one? I don't know. Fat guy and skinny guy. That's what we're gonna call them for now
Yeah,
because
let's
I
just
don't
do
remember
that.
their names at the moment. You could do a 7 pack, or you could do a 5 pack and a 2 pack, and
There
you
you
could
go.
have the like an entire like high school set you could have on your shelf.
That would be
Um,
cool. I would not be mad at that. Which always makes me think, Saved by the Bell. Why do we not have? Is there figures for 90s sitcoms?
I mean, Funko does pops, and
Figures.
NECA does like those Mego style figures.
Eh.
So you
I
get
just it.
you get like the old 70s style like boy dolls that have like real clothes and stuff. 'Cause let's
No,
be
I'm
honest,
not
that's what
talking.
Migos were.
I'm not
Migos
talking. I'm not talking about Mezco.
were boy dolls.
I'm joking.
Fuck you.
I don't want to derail the show anymore, but I'd totally be down for like a Fresh Prince,
That
uh,
would be cool.
like Neca.
I want a Toony NECA Fresh Prince.
Yes, yes. Get Randy on the phone since you have his
Yeah.
number
Yes,
personally, since you
yeah,
guys are best
I'll
friends
just
now.
turn my headlights on. They're actually a signal in the sky, and he just appears like genie. Um,
That would be so dope. But yeah, all inspired from Power Rangers, man. That worked out.
um,
Sorry, Hasbro.
yeah, the Deadpool 2 figure, I'm like, okay. First, people were excited about this, like, yeah, I didn't want the 2 pack, so I can just get this one. It has more stuff. But then,
Yeah.
like, it's his costume's like the dirty, like I've got my ass beat version. But the part that bothers me, his belt is just fucking flat light brown. He's got this dusty ass red, and they couldn't bother to even put a wash on the belt. Like that killed it for me. I was like, this is a really cool figure. And then I looked, I'm like, oh,
I didn't even
oh,
notice it until you pointed it out. To be honest, so
yeah.
now I can't see
And
anything but
yeah,
the
once you
belt.
see it, it can't be unseen. It's just so bad. Like I feel like
Yeah.
out of all these announcements, like I love the House of X Wave. That's so cool. If I was deeper in the Marvel Legends figures, I'd be getting that just because that story, like without super spoilers, pretty much
Uh-huh.
explains every iteration
Right.
of the X Men and like why
Right.
they exist and like doing for the first time ever for Marvel doing like a multiverse timeline type story right because that's Marvel's big problem is they do all these like reboots. We're like, okay, now we're going to talk about this Earth's version. and
Right.
like all this, and it's like you're just getting real murky. Like at least DC's just like, no, we're just rebooting the universe with some big event. Like deal with it. But like this was the first time that Marvel, I feel like, did like a multiverse timeline explanation that actually worked, and I really really liked it. I just I
Not enough.
can't I
Yeah.
do want the Wolverine. He looks really cool, and I kind of want Charles and Moira just because of how important they were.
Right.
Magneto and Cyclops. I love Magneto, but I'm not a fan of his new white power costume. It's
I
very
was
odd.
like, what do you mean? I didn't know he had a white power, and then I realized what you're saying.
Like I'm sorry about the guy who survived the Holocaust shouldn't be dressed in all white, running around with a helmet on.
When you're right, man.
um,
But yeah.
and honestly, I just don't care about Cyclops. Jean Grey's really cool because while she's a little more modern, you could very much use her as a Miss Marvel for a more classics like
Mm.
series. So either A, they could re-release her as a classic version, or B, if you already have like the old school like onesie version with the hood of Cyclops and the brown suit Wolverine and um, Angel and some of the other figures, you can throw her in there and it just kind of blends in. Um, but yeah, like I feel like the Marvel Legends announcements were pretty strong. Power Rangers, unfortunately, while I did watch at least 2 out of 4 of those series as a kid
Mm.
and enjoyed them as a kid, it's not the Mighty Morphin, so it doesn't resonate with me as much.
Right.
Um,
I agree with you.
but yeah, that's
I mean,
that's it for the news this week. We've derailed several times and continued talking about companies that had nothing to do with the current stories. So if you've
that's
stuck
what I
around this
do.
long, I just want to applaud you because I can't imagine this has been the
It
easiest
has
to
been good for
follow
you.
thing
It's been
ever.
good for you. It's been good for us.
Yeah. Hopefully you're gonna have what we're having. So we're gonna move on to weekly purchases before we wrap up the show. I only have a couple things this week because, as I mentioned before, I'm at war with the U.S. Postal Service
Ew, man.
for their terrible execution of the holiday season. Um, do you have anything for the?
Well, yeah, because I wasn't here last week. If you didn't know,
Hey, you take weeks off before and did come back and be like, I got things.
I got things. I got things. Sticking on the theme of X-Men, I just wanted to show off my obviously recent purchases. It wasn't weekly because I got these technically last week, but I wasn't on the show, so I
You
got my
gotta
robe.
kayfabe it, man.
I mean, there was no show.
No,
This
I
is the
mean, you
current
got
week.
them this week. There was no show because I wasn't here. That was the worst like way you
You're
could have
ruining
went
my
with that
show and
option.
tell. You're ruining my show and tell. So I got your robe. Yes, I got that. That
I
was
love that you
awesome.
have her posed with like the glove off, but she's holding the other one. Because I see so
Yeah.
many people who just lazily put on that ungloved hand, but
Oh,
then they
I
don't
was
have
like,
her
wait.
holding her glove. Like, no, man, I watched that show. She
Yeah.
held that motherfucker like it was gonna
Yes.
fly off in the wind, and she was never gonna find it again.
The other thing I would like to do extra, because the way I have it posed right now is just kind of like this, but I do want to get one of the like the stands because I kind of want to give her like the flight.
Like floating in the air.
Yeah, like I want to give her that pose. I'm just gonna let her down right now. Of course, had to get Storm, pretty dope. Um, I just want to say Hasbro, please stop with the fucking lightning. Like all the Power Rangers have it, and it's a cool effect. Don't get me wrong; like it's a cool way to spice up like this $20 figure, but I hate it because it doesn't stay together well. And when you're trying to like roll it on, sometimes it does, sometimes it doesnn't. It's just a pain. But really love it. Cape, all that good stuff there. And then it's not a Mezco Gambit, but I got my boy, got my man. I love it. Got his card. It's just yeah. This is a plastic coat. It's not soft goods, but he's mine. He's mine. But yeah, that was my purchase. It was pretty awesome. I feel like it was the smoothest any toy launch has ever went in the history of Target, like literally ever. So it was amazing, and it was
Yeah,
a promo: buy 2 Disney toys and get 1 free. Thank you, overlords.
I
Like,
I also have to point out like, so they did this like Hasbro was just killing it with the Marvel Legends stuff because they're kind of killing the third party market
Uh huh.
and putting enough in stores that everyone can get them. Because even now, like I went to Target yesterday, and they still had Rogue and Storm. They didn't have any more Gambits, which was shocking to me because I'm like, Rogue was the like most sought after out of the two, and Gambit's the one that's gone.
Hey, don't.
Okay, I mean I love me some Gambit, but I was just more shocked that he was the one that was gone out of the two. Um,
Yeah.
and they taunt me every time I go in there. But like the fact that there was enough of these that even like 2 weeks later I could still have
Right.
potentially got them. That's some interesting
Impressive.
steps for a toy
Yeah.
company because usually like you get like one set of these, but they had either A, an entire end cap full, or B, in some stores they had like a standee that was just
With that shipper. Yeah.
shelves, that shipper that was
Everything
just
else.
like filled to the brim with those and the Spider-Man figures.
Right.
And
I hope they
uh,
keep up with that. That's the only thing. Like, keep up
me,
with that,
me too,
and
and I
I'll
imagine
just
they
buy
will
it.
because I mean they did this with the last couple waves of Marvel Legends. Like Walmart has been flooded with Target usually only gets one or two depending on your target, but
Hmm.
yeah, I feel like they're doing a lot better than at most other companies. It's like Hasbro saw like maybe it's just overcorrecting for the shit show that is going on with their GI Joe line. They're like, okay guys, we get it, we fucked up. How about all these Marvel figures?
Right.
um,
But yeah,
yeah,
I'll take it.
so
So what do you have? What do you have?
so this my first one here. This one is now making me more itchy for those retro carded figures that you just showed off.
Mm-hmm.
Um, just because of how good they look on card. Like if I got them, they'd unfortunately never breathe. They
I
just stay in
couldn't
those boxes forever.
couldn't do it.
Just because it's so pretty. But I got in my
Oh,
Fantastic Four Doctor Doom, and oh man, this package.
that
Oh
is
man,
nice. That is nice.
I just want to thank the toy gods that I bought two of them, so I can open one because that the accessories and stuff for that figure is just way too cool, way better than the original release. But that box is just so pretty. I'm like, oh, it hurt to take the box cutter to open the one I was gonna keep open,
Yeah,
but it makes me definitely like itchy for some X Men. So
do it, man. Do
I'm
it.
just saying, I've got my list of four. They give me those four, I'll make an excuse to get a fifth one just so it's kind of even on my wall. But oh, buddy, I'm in for it. Um, my second purchase, this is one I actually kind of forgot that I pre-ordered. It was one of those scenarios on Big Bad Toy Store where it
Oh
just
boy.
kept getting delayed and delayed and delayed. Um, but I got in my previews exclusive 1,000 Toys Hellboy
Oh yeah.
with his fancy T-shirt. Um,
It's pretty cool.
I will say, and you'll get to see more of this in next week's Modern Toy Fair reviews, I have a very love-hate relationship with this figure so far. Um, and I'll give you those reasons why on Monday. But
Stay tuned.
that's it for my weekly purchases. I would have had a couple Mezco figures, but the post office decided that I was a bad boy this year and didn't deserve them. Um,
Were
so
they wrong? Were they wrong?
I don't care. I'm not a child. I can be bad and still get my toys. Damn it. Um, there's not a fat drunk man coming down my chimney to give them to me. I paid for them. Uh,
I have a shirt idea for you now. I'm not a child. I can be bad and get my toys. That's a perfect quote for a shirt.
oh man, that's gonna be the new Modern Toy Fair slogan. But that's it for weekly purchases. So as always, I'm going to take a minute to remind you about our giveaway. We've been we kind of hit another wall where we're starting to chug a little slower, so let's pick it back up. Once we hit 350 YouTube subscribers, we'll be giving away a first place prize of the NECA Ultimate Metalhead. I realize that yes, this isn't like a super rare figure anymore, but hey, it's free and it's cool.
True.
Second place prize of the extra large NECA Musical Mutagen Tour merch box bundle, which includes an extra large t shirt, a tote bag, souvenir ticket, backstage pass, and four guitar picks. All you have to do, and this is the best part. So yeah, they're not like crazy rare figures worth hundreds of dollars, but all you have to do is subscribe to the channel, which hopefully if you've made it this far, you're enjoying the content enough that you want to see it regularly anyway. And then you just have to either share or retweet the contest post with the hashtag Modern Toy Fair 100. So the tweeter, the Twitter page, it's pinned, so literally you don't have to scroll. You just
Easy.
kind of pop up and it's there, and you just click the retweet button and type in hashtag Modern Toy for 100, and you've entered. It's over.
Easy.
Instagram, you, I post a lot of things on there, so you might have to dig a little bit. I'll try to be better about reposting it. Um, but that one you screenshot it and post it to your feed, because if you post it to your story, it's gone in 24 hours and you aren't entered in anything. So how about just get on that, share it with your friends. Hell, just share the channel with your friends. Don't tell them about the contest, and then you have a better chance at winning. How about that?
Perfect.
Unless you want to be a good friend and be like, hey guys, you can support this channel and potentially get cool things. So that's up to you. If you want to be a good friend, or if you want to be an okay friend. So, or if you just want to be like, hey grandma, make a bunch of
There goes
Gmail
grandma.
accounts and follow this YouTube channel for me. Like that's an option too. Like I'm not picky.
What? A what?
Or I mean, at that point, yeah, you're right. Grandma probably ain't know what the fuck she's doing, so you probably have to just be like, "Grandma, can I
Just
see
do
your
it for her.
laptop or your iPad for
There
a
you
few
go.
minutes?" And then
That's
she'd be
all you
like,
gotta
"Why is my email got 57 different names now?" I'd be like, "Shut up, Grandma. I'm trying to win some toys."
do.
Oh man, but that is it for this week's Modern Toy Fair news. Make sure to follow us on Instagram and Twitter. Jamar, let our lovely fans know about Why Are You a Gamer?
Well, Why Are You a Gamer is a podcast series trying to figure out why I play video games. It went on a small hiatus just because I had a child and things are hard. But I am back to getting scheduled, going together, getting people lined up for shows, and going to start recording really soon and being back for season 2. But there's like 35 episodes, including with this young man here, Michael. On the show as well, so you can get in there. There's no specific order; just watch and listen. I guess I would say you can watch with your minds or watch with your ears. That's what you do. Yeah, I enjoy it doing this. So just follow me at under Jamar underscore games, and I'll let you know when there's a new episode coming.
There you go. Awesome. I can't wait to see who you get next. So, if you
Maybe I'll
enjoy my lovely voice, you can go and listen to the Gimmick Minute Wrestling podcast where me, Jason, and Kevin talk about what's going on in the wrestling world and kind of go over our opinions of the Wednesday Night Wars. So, if you're a wrestling fan, go check that out because it gets real ridiculous real quick. You can support my channel, though, here at Modern Toy Fair by clicking the link below for tpublic.com, where I sell shirts, pillows, masks, all sorts of stuff with our logos on it, along with other designs I've cooked up in the good old Photoshop. As always, please like and subscribe, but not only that, leave us a comment below with what announcements you are most excited for, or if we missed something, or if you just want to tell us that we're dirtbags and that we should quit hating on Mcfarlane and Neca. I mean, feed the algorithm machine. So give us your opinions below. But if you enjoy our faces for some reason, hit the little bell to get notified when videos go up. Modern Toy Fair news will go up on Fridays, and Modern Toy Fair reviews will go up on Mondays. If you absolutely hate our faces and think we're the ugliest motherfuckers on the internet, you can listen to the audio only version of Modern Toy Fair news available on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Anchor, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Pocket Cast, Spotify, and other podcast apps you know and love. So check that out, and hopefully we will see you next week. Same toy time, same Toy Fair channel. Thank you for watching.
Bye.